Hey guys, welcome to Salty Ginger Talk. If you are a returning listener, it is great to have you back. If you're a new listener, we're glad that you're here and we hope you like the podcast. So, our podcast is for people that want to learn something new or make themselves a little bit better every day. We talk a lot about personal responsibility, personal accountability, controlling our emotions, making left brain, fact based, unemotional decisions, and making the world a better place by showing leadership with the people we interact with. So, that's what it's about. Glad you joined us. In today's episode, we are going to talk about 5 tips. We're going to give you five tips to improve your mental toughness. So, this is one of the most important attributes anyone can have to build a good life for themselves. The world is a tough place. It's full of temptations, it's full of distractions, it's full of white noise. And it's easy to allow that stuff to really kind of impact how you think, impact your day to day decisions, and distract you from being focused on what it is you're trying to accomplish. And the beautiful thing in our world, in anybody's world, is you get to choose what you spend your time on. You get to choose what you spend your energy on. Those are choices. So if you're doom scrolling on social media, if you're sitting in your house instead of going out and being social, if you're stuck in a dead end career and you're not doing anything to improve your situation, those are choices. And you need to develop the mental toughness to take control of your life and make the choices that provide the life you want to live. Doesn't matter what that life is. Doesn't need to all be about money and career. Doesn't need to be about sports. Doesn't need to be about anything you don't want it to be. You get to choose what's important to you. We can tell you from personal experience, we feel very strongly that the most important things in the world are experiences and relationships. Physical things, stuff, doesn't matter at all. Money is great, but in our world, in our mind, money is about freedom. Money provides you freedom and allows you better choices. That's the only thing money means to us. Money doesn't mean anything to us in terms of, I wish I had a whole bunch of money. What I say when I want a whole bunch of money is I want a whole bunch of freedom. I want the freedom to choose what I do, when I do it, who I work with, what I work on. And so that's what motivates me. And it's important to keep that in mind because that's what you've got to get to. So we're going to give you 5 tips, 5 actionable tips so you can incorporate these things into your day to day life and improve your mental toughness to help you get to where you want to be. So grab a notebook, grab a pencil, grab a pen, whatever. But you're going to want to write this stuff down because these are good tips and they're going to help you a lot if you can incorporate these in your day to day life. So, tip 1, define your purpose. So, the first step in building mental toughness is figuring out what you're doing. What is it you want to be focused on? Maybe you want to build a great career. That's awesome. Maybe you want to get really good at a sport or a hobby. That's awesome. Maybe you want to develop really good relationships with the people around you. That's awesome. Doesn't matter what it is. All that matters is that you know why it's important to you and you know what's important to you because that's what's going to drive you. And you can find that in anything. We've heard the advice a lot that find something you'll love and you'll never work a day in your life. Look, that sounds great, but not everybody's going to be an NBA player or a singer or an actor or insert dream job here. Just not the way it works. So it's great if you can do that. Like we were a baseball player. So we played baseball through college, had a chance to play professionally. The reality is there are, 30 teams, 32 teams? I think it's 32 teams. There's 25 guys on a team. So there's 800 jobs. There's 800 jobs and there's hundreds of thousands of baseball players. So your odds of actually getting one of those jobs are small. Doesn't mean you shouldn't chase it. Doesn't mean you shouldn't pour everything you have into it. But the reality is you might not make it. But if that drives you and that makes you a better person, that gets you in better physical health, mental health, whatever, that's great. But it doesn't matter what it is that drives you. You just have to know what it is. So figure out what it is that's important to you and then write it down. Like, I want to be wealthy so I have freedom. I want to be in a good relationship so I have someone to share my life with. I want to be a professional basketball player. Doesn't matter what it is. Write it down. And then every morning when you get up, take a minute and read it. Put it on your mirror in your bathroom so while you're brushing your teeth. Put it in your mirror in your bedroom so that when you get up and get dressed, you have to read it every day. And that's going to remind you, here's why I'm doing what I'm doing. So that's a great way to start your day. It's a great way to stay focused on what you want. It's going to keep you focused instead of allowing all the noise and distractions in the real world to uh, steer you away from your path. So when I was playing, when we talked to scouts, I would talk to scouts, and I played at a Division I school, and they told us, look, if you play at a Division I school, if you're a contributing member, meaning one of the people that regularly plays at a Division I school, and I played in the Big West, like, the Big West, Cal State Fullerton was there, Long Beach State was there. Those teams won multiple College World Series. I've played with and against a lot of guys that played professional baseball, so it was high level baseball. But the scouts would tell us, we already know your physical ability is good enough to play at least AA baseball. Like, we already know that because you're where you are. What we don't know is we're not going to pay you very much money as a minor league player, and we're going to stick you in some apartment with 3 or 4 other guys. You're not going to be super happy. You don't have a lot of money. You're going to be eating shitty food. Who's going to do the work? Who's going to grind? Who's going to learn the game and continue to progress? Who's going to let it go to their head and not do the work and get lazy? Who's going to start chasing girls and not focus on baseball? Who's going to turn to substances, whether they be drugs or alcohol, and allow that to wreck their careers? Who's going to get homesick or heartbroken and not have the mental toughness to fight through those hard times? So that was the hard part, they told us, was projecting who was going to be mentally tough. So this is a good way to start your day. Why do you do what you do? Why are you chasing? What's the driver behind what you're chasing? And make it the focus every morning before you start your day. So that's tip 1. That's a good one because it's super easy. You can do that right now. You can do it today. You can start it right now. There's nothing stopping you from doing it. So get that done. Tip number 2, embrace discomfort. So we did an episode called Choose How You Suffer. And the whole point of that episode was you are going to suffer in life. That's just how life is. Life is not easy. It's hard for everybody. I don't care who you are. Elon Musk has problems. Everyone thinks because he's rich and runs a bunch of companies that his life is just gravy. It's not gravy. Dude's got like 12 kids with 5 women. There's lots of people attacking him online. Like, that guy's got problems just like anybody else does. But if you embrace the discomfort of doing the work in advance and delaying your gratification to somewhere down the road, you're going to be a heck of a lot happier than if you choose the easy path now. And the easy path now, doom scrolling social media, binge watching television shows, not being physically active, eating shitty foods. Those are easy choices now because you don't want to be uncomfortable. It's a hell of a lot easier to eat a piece of pizza than it is a salad. And the salad is what's better for you. The salad is going to give you much higher quality of life, but it's real easy to get the pizza. Christ, they'll deliver it right to your house. You don't have to get off your ass. They'll make it and deliver it to you. So you've got to embrace the discomfort of delayed gratification. So the way to do that is pick one thing every day. Say, I'm going to be uncomfortable for 10 minutes every day. It doesn't matter what it is. Maybe you don't like talking to people or starting up conversations. That's a great one. Marcus Aurelius said, the obstacle is the path. And what he meant by that was whatever it is that's causing you problems or whatever it is that's blocking your way, the only way to deal with it is to take it on directly. And so if you don't like having conversations or you don't like starting conversations with strangers, make it a point to start a conversation with a stranger every day. Talk to someone when you're in line at the grocery store. Talk to someone at the gym. Talk to someone you've never met in your office before. There's lots of places to do it. I know it's uncomfortable. Have some guts. Take the hard swallow. It's not that hard. You can ask all sorts of questions or make all sorts of statements to start off a conversation. You originally from around here? How hard is that? I like chocolate cake. Do you like chocolate cake? How hard is that? Like, there's all sorts of ways to do it. You just have to do it. But you're going to pick one thing. You're going to focus on it every day and say, this makes me uncomfortable. So I'm going to do it every day till I'm not uncomfortable with it anymore. I'm going to get comfortable with it. And then when that happens, when that no longer is uncomfortable, pick something different. So by doing that, you'll be building little bits at a time. You'll be building mental toughness to face adversity and force yourself to do uncomfortable things. And that's going to serve you well as the uncomfortable things in your world get bigger and bigger and bigger. So very, very important. Step 3, develop a strong inner voice. So you have to talk to yourself in a way that allows you to convince yourself you can accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. And that looks different for different people. It's funny because I, as a coach, I've coached a lot of sports. I played sports, then I coached a lot of sports. And I've always been very direct. I'm direct with myself and I'm direct with players. Like, that sucked. That's not good enough. You got to do better. That's real direct. There's no ambiguity there. If someone's trying real hard, you can be encouraging. If you're not getting their best effort, that's part of your job as a coach, is to challenge people to give their best effort. So for me, my inner voice is pretty direct. I don't think most people would be happy if their inner voice was my inner voice. Like, I will say to myself, oh, you dumb son of a bitch, you're better than that. Quit screwing around and get it done. Like, I'll say that to myself multiple times during a day. Or if I find myself drifting off or being lazy, I'll be like, God damn it, focus, you idiot. You're better than this. You can do this. So whatever works for you. Most people like more positive affirmations than that, and that's okay. Whatever it is that works for you, use that. I'm resilient. I'm capable of overcoming challenges. I'm going to learn and grow every day. I'm a winner. Whatever. Develop that inner voice so you can talk to yourself and give yourself self-affirmations that build confidence, that help you develop mental toughness, that help you fight through difficult situations, and repeat those to yourself during the day. Start off your day with those affirmations. You can say them out loud, you can write them down, you can say them in your head. I personally just do them in my head. That's how I do it. But those are things that will absolutely, over time, you believe what you hear. You believe what you think. That's why effective liars keep repeating the same lie over and over and over again, because people will believe it eventually. If you say it loud enough, long enough, and multiple times, people will start to believe it, even though they know it's not true. And you can do that to yourself. You know, and like we talked about one of our episodes recently, don't say I failed. Say I haven't succeeded at X yet, but I'm going to. Don't say, oh, I failed at ice skating. Say, I haven't figured ice skating out yet, but I'm going to. I haven't figured out crocheting yet, but I'm going to. I haven't figured out X, whatever it is, but I'm going to. That's a very different approach. And that strong inner voice, that inner voice that drives you, is terribly important to developing mental toughness. So go through that exercise. Figure out what works for you. Start your day off with those affirmations, and then have those affirmations ready throughout the day. So when things get tough, you can tell yourself, hey, I'm resilient. I got this. This isn't going to stop me. You know, one of the things we tell ourselves is, look, you got two choices. You can quit or you can keep going. You want to quit? And we're not quitters. Like, the word quit is a bit triggering for us. So I don't like to quit. I don't like to admit that I've been defeated. I don't like to lose. And that works for me. So figure out what works for you. Start your day with those, and then have those ready throughout the day so you can push yourself on those things. Okay, so step 4, cultivate gratitude. So gratitude is very, very powerful for mental toughness, because when you focus on what you have and appreciate what you have instead of what you don't have or what you're chasing, you are going to develop a mindset that is almost unstoppable, because it gives you a feeling of abundance. It gives you a feeling of hope. It gives you a feeling of gratitude. So when things are tough for me, I will just like take stock. Like, I'm in a great relationship with a person I care very much about. I've got 3 great kids. I've been successful professionally. I've got challenging work that I do professionally. I love doing the podcast and making these things available to the world to share some of the things that have helped me be successful in my life so other people can be successful as well. So I have all sorts of things to be grateful for, and I think about those things on a regular basis every day. Like, being married to my wife has allowed me to get to know everyone on her side of the family, and they're great people. I wouldn't have any of those people in my life if it wasn't for my relationship with my wife. And I'm grateful that I have those people in my life. I've got everyone on my side of the family that's in my life. I have a great network of friends and acquaintances that are in my life. Like, I got a lot of really good things in my life. Do I got problems? Goddamn right I got problems. I got lots of problems, just like anybody else does. But I don't focus on the problems. I focus on solving the problems, but I don't get mired in the woe is me victim mentality mindset, because it does not help. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. And by expressing gratitude every day, find those things and write them down, say them out loud, but every day specifically find things to be grateful for. Maybe you do it at the end of the day. Maybe you do it first thing in the morning. Maybe you do it on your lunch break. Maybe you do it on your commute. There's lots of opportunities where you can just shut off the radio and have some silence and think, what am I grateful for? What do I have to be grateful for? And it's there. You might be overlooking it because you want to feel sorry for yourself, but it's there. Everybody has stuff to be grateful for. It's a great way to go. It will help you develop mental toughness. So, next, build a resilience routine. This is tip number 5. This is the last one. So, consistency is how you develop resilience, and it's the backbone of mental toughness. So, you want to develop daily habits that promote resilience. When you think about the first 4 things we've talked about, those are all things we're saying you should do daily, right? You need to do those things daily. They need to be a part of your routine. And so by having those in your routine, it sets you up for success. Maybe it's going for a walk every morning or getting some type of physical activity in when you first get out of bed. We are huge fans of getting outdoors as soon as possible when you get out of bed. So if you can get outdoors, have the fresh air hit your lungs, let the sunlight hit your skin, let the wind hit your face, that's a great way to start your day. There is something very calming and very relaxing and very settling about getting outdoors every day. Even if you live in a city and you can't get out to like nature where there's woods and birds and deer and all that stuff. We're fortunate that we live close to places where we can experience all of those things. But even if you can't, getting outdoors is a great thing. Then you go through your affirmations. You look at your mission statement. Remember why you're doing what you're doing. You talk about the things you're grateful for. That puts you in a very positive mindset to start the day. Do all that stuff before you check your phone, before you check your email, before you check in at work. Have those positive things in your mind before you start your day. And even then, look, we all have days where the minute that we get to work or the minute we pick up the first email or phone call, your day turns to shit. We've all got them. I have them. Everybody has them. You can't use those as an excuse to let you tank the day. Like, you got to fight through those. And this whole episode is about developing the skills and the daily habits that will help you develop the mental toughness to get through those. So it's super important. So, a couple of other things you can work on. You can try meditation. We don't meditate. Like, I've heard lots of good things about it. That's great. Hasn't been a thing for us. Maybe you like to write in a journal. That's great. Or a diary. That's great. Is great too. One of the things we do is a workout. Like, the workout is non-negotiable. We lift weights 4 days a week, period. There's no negotiation. We're going to get that workout in 4 days a week. On the days that we don't lift, we try to walk or do something else that gets some type of physical activity in. But the lifting is by far the most important thing for us because it forces us to do hard work, forces us to be uncomfortable, makes us uncomfortable when we do it because it's not easy, right? They're weights. They're heavy. That's the whole point of the thing. But you've got to find something that allows you to do that. And whatever it is, it's got to be a part of that routine so that you always have that to fall back on. Well, at least I've got my workout to decompress, to clear my mind, to push myself physically, and really kind of get myself back into a good mindset. And those things have to be non-negotiable. They have to be as important as eating that day, or showering that day, or brushing your teeth that day. They have to be a part of your routine. So if you want to develop mental toughness, that's the way to do it. So those are our 5 tips, guys. Hope you find those helpful. They're things we use every day. They've proven very successful for us. They helped us compete in sports at a very high level. They've helped us be successful and rise to very high levels in business. They've helped us develop long-term, very successful relationships with lots of different people. And we hope you find them helpful because they've been very helpful to us. And we just hope that you're able to incorporate those into your day-to-day routine because they work. I promise you they work. So don't forget to, James puts it up over here every day, guys. Don't forget to go to our website, saltygingertalk.com. All of our episodes, our podcast episodes are available there. All of our social media links and our content is available there, as well as a weekday newsletter. We publish it every weekday, and you can subscribe to that newsletter on our website as well. So would love to hear from you. What tricks, tips, routines do you use to develop your mental toughness, to stay positive, to fight through adversity? Leave those stories or comments in our comments. It'd be great for all of our listeners to see those things. And we respond to every comment that we get. So if you have something for us you want us to focus on something in an episode, you have a suggestion for an episode you want to hear, by all means, leave in the comments. We're happy to dig into it and we'll do it. So thanks a lot, guys. This is our Friday episode, so we hope you have a great weekend, and we will see everybody next week.